New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Live from a secure concrete bunker somewhere in Ohio, New Thought Media Network presents Pastor Michael Mangus with Friday's Fireside Chat, spiritual conversation for today. Here he is from the secret radio room, surrounded by thousands of watts, Pastor Michael Mangus.
All the way from a secure concrete bunker somewhere around Akron, Ohio. In the top secret radio room, surrounded by thousands of watts. It is, once again, time for another fun-filled, throw-packed, and yes, guaranteed, exciting edition of the Fireside Chat here on the New Thought Media Network. I am the Rev.Michael Mangus, and it is my pleasure to be with you this evening. We are pre-recording tonight, so we are not live. However, please feel free to interact with us through Facebook and also YouTube. And again, we have a great show for you today. So for those people who are shy, I'm speaking to you, yes, you, who do not comment, if you could do me a big favor and go to pastormichaelmangus@gmail.com, pastormichaelmangus@gmail.com. There you can send me an email. I read those during the week and always love to get your feedback, positive or to give me a little feedback. pastormichaelmangus@gmail.com. So the purpose of our fireside chat here on Fridays is for us to take a look at the news and contemporary issues from a New Thought perspective. And as I keep saying week after week, I want us all to have a new thought about what is going around us, not only here in the U.S., but also around the world. And you don't have to agree with me. These are my viewpoints. These are my opinions, and also those of my guest. So we're just here again to encourage you to have a new thought, to encourage you to see what is your part in all of this, to bring about a world that does work for everyone. We talk about oneness each and every week in our centers. So because we are one, then we also have, again, responsibility then to create a world that is a better place if you want to. All right. Well, my guest this evening is not a stranger to those of you who watch us here on the Fireside Chat here on the New Thought Media Network. All the way from the great city of Youngstown, Ohio, we welcome noted author, educator, and healer, the Reverend Dr. Caroleann Drick. Dr. Caroleann will be holding a free seminar toward the end of the month entitled The Calm Within the Storm. The Calm Within the Storm. And personally, let me say that Caroleann has taught me so much about being in the presence and also applying energy to spiritual mind treatment. The Reverend Dr. Caroleann Drick will be our guest in the second half of our program. Let's check the news here quickly from CNN. Do you notice it's a little smoky outside? Yeah. Well, air quality conditions throughout the eastern U.S. and Canada are expected to slowly improve this weekend. The forecasts are showing, but the skies will take time to fully clear. The dense clouds of smoke that you have been seeing outside have postponed professional sporting games, grounded flights due to poor visibility, shuttered schools, and also forced many to mask up when outdoors. All of Pennsylvania, Delaware, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey, and Indiana will remain under air quality alerts for today, according to officials. Parts of Ohio, in which we are located in, Michigan, Maryland, Virginia, and North Carolina continue to experience alerts as well. But that could change, though, this weekend as conditions improve for some of those locations. In Canada, the source of the smoke, about 16,000 people left their homes in Halifax during the height of the wildfire evacuations, and around 4,100 remain evacuated. So we in Ohio are affected by the smoke. So again, please just take care of yourself here. Stay indoors, wear a mask if you are going outside for a period of time. Self-love equals self-care. Always take care of yourself. In national news here, we find that former President Donald Trump has been indicted on 7 counts in the special counsel's classified documents probe. This marks the first time a former president has been charged with a federal crime. The Department of Justice has been investigating whether classified documents from the Trump White House were illegally mishandled when they were taken to his Florida Mar-a-Lago residency after he left office. Trump, who has denied any wrongdoing, was separately indicted in March on a state charge related to the hush money payments to a former adult film star. As for his 2024 presidential bid, nothing stops Trump from running while indicted or even convicted, but it may be more difficult for an indicted candidate to win votes. Trump said on Truth Social that he has been summoned to appear at a federal court in Miami on Tuesday. My prayers continue to be for peace and harmony and justice in our country, no matter what the news is. And not to continue my rant from last week about the right-winged media in the U.S., I really encourage everyone here to vote. Go get registered and go vote. Yesterday in the parking lot of Walmart, I saw individuals who were getting people to register to vote. And please then go vote. Elections do have consequences here. Let's understand this. So let's let the next set of elections reflect love and peace and harmony and justice like we talk about weekly here on our broadcast. Well, it looks like now that we are in a bull market. From the New York Stock Exchange, the S&P 500 rallied on Thursday to end the day in bull market territory, officially bringing to an end to the bear market that began in January 2022. The broad-based index closed at 4,293.93, a 20% surge since its most recent low in October of 2022. The optimism on Wall Street comes as markets have remained surprisingly resilient over the past 9 months, as the tech and media industries appear to have bounced back from a disastrous 2022. Over the past week, markets have gained momentum amid a string of strong economic readings, likely because of the end of the debt ceiling crisis and expectations that the Federal Reserve may take a pause on rate hikes. Now, it remains to be seen whether or not this is a short-lived rally that ends up biting investors, that's what the news article says, or a path towards long-term market success? So let me ask you a question here. Who's your source? Who's your source? So I was complaining about money this week to my ministerial mentor. And he said, well, who's your source? Is it spirit or is it the stock market? Stock market is a very good channel, but that's not your source because it goes up and down. So if you're having economic concerns, please go read a prosperity book by Catherine Ponder or Joseph Murphy. We need to let our focus here as people who practice New Thought spirituality to be on abundance and plenty rather than lack and limitation. All right? As we continue our prayers for the Ukraine, water levels in the flooded area of the Kherson region in Ukraine are dropping after the dam collapse there. Residents continue to flee for safety. More than 2,300 people have evacuated Kherson, and over 3,600 houses have been flooded, according to the head of the city's region military administration. The collapse is being called one of the biggest industrial and ecological disasters in Europe in decades. The catastrophe has destroyed entire villages, flooded farmland, and deprived thousands of people of power and clean water, and also has caused a massive environmental damage. But it remains unclear whether the dam collapsed because it was deliberately targeted or if the breach could have been caused by structural failures. And again, I am so proud of our practitioner corps in Centers for Spiritual Living. So proud of my friend, Katie Rocks, her assembling a team of practitioners and ministers that continue to pray for Ukraine. You can look up their Facebook group, Prayers for Ukraine. And it amazes me that it's not only people from New Thought in this Facebook group. It's people from all walks of life, from all countries, from all faiths. So let's continue to know for peace and justice in the Ukraine. We have some passings to report this week. Pat Robertson, who is the prominent televangelist who founded the Christian Broadcast Network, or CBN, died on Thursday. The network said in a news release he was 93. Robinson made the Christian right a powerful political force that helped elect Ronald Reagan. He also ran for the Republican nomination for president in 1988, but came in behind both George H.W. Bush and also Bob Dole. For all of my wrestling fans out there, pro wrestling fans, Hassan Varazi. He was the Iranian-born wrestler known as the Iron Sheik, who channeled America's hatred of his homeland to build a career as one of the most despised ring villains of his era. He died on Wednesday. He was 81. It was the Iron Sheik that helped bring wrestling into prominence in the 1980s. And also one that I was surprised to find here, the Reverend C. Welton Gaddy. If that name is not familiar to you, he was a pastor and former president of the Interfaith Alliance, who went from being a conservative Southern Baptist leader to an advocate for interfaith relationships and also LGBTQ Christians. He died on Wednesday. He was 81. Interfaith Alliance announced Gaddy's death in a statement saying that the organization's former leader died in his home in Monroe, Louisiana. Now, Gaddy, how I know of him, he hosted a regular State of Belief radio show that later became a podcast and was known for elevating religious voices in support of same-sex marriage and also LGBTQ people, including LGBTQ Christians. Today's number is 491. And it's interesting why we bring up this number. This is how many anti-LGBTQ bills have been introduced in the U.S. since the beginning of the 2023 legislative session. President Biden on Thursday blasted these efforts, largely led by Republicans, and called out prejudiced lawmakers for restricting rights as an appeal to fear. Again, this is a very interesting Pride Month that we are experiencing. Finally, in our check of the news here, remember you are observing a sacred event. Officials at Hawaii's Volcanoes National Park reminding the thousands of people expected to visit the erupting Kilauea volcano to stay on the marked trails and to remember the cultural and religious significance of the event. In the native Hawaiian traditions, eruptions have incredible spiritual meanings, and also Kilauea summit is sacred, believed to be the home of Pele, who is the Hawaiian volcano deity, according to the National Park Service. Carole Ann, if Diego was here, he would have been very proud because I am at the 18-minute mark on the news. Well, hi there. Good evening to everyone across the United States and also around the world. It is Friday's Fireside Chat here on your New Thought Media Network. We are going to do a few announcements, and then we have a very special guest for you talking about her free seminar coming up here, Calm in the Midst of the Storm. We'll be having noted author, lecturer, educator, the Reverend Dr. Caroleanndrick will be with us here in just a few moments. Okay. Let's go to announcements here. Yours truly is currently parking himself at Summit CSL. For more information, go to summitcsl.org there, and only there you will find information about our wonderful Sunday gathering online. It's at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific time. Yes, I know that's early on a Sunday morning for my West Coast friends. But come anyhow, go get yourself a cup of coffee, tea, espresso, whatever wakes you up, and come join us. I do believe that we have one of the best services in New Thought. And this Sunday, our speaker will be our music director, Reverend John Miller. He will be putting on two hats, doing the music and the message. So just go to summitcsl.org for more information on how to join our Zoom call. It's a lot of fun. Please join us online. Our service is also simulcast on the Summit Spiritual Center of Akron Facebook page, and also our Facebook page has brought past broadcasts of the Fireside Chat and yours truly when he is praying on the New Thought Media Network. We are doing so many things this summer. It would take me until midnight to tell you. But Carole Ann likes to sleep, she told me. And so, there's a cutoff point. But we're doing wonderful things here to spread this powerful spirituality, this powerful New Thought message, not only here in the United States, but around the world. We have people visiting our websites from all the continents. People, again, finding out about our wonderful teaching. If you could please go to our website, that's ntmedia.org, and please go on our donate page. Partner with us. Help us, assist us to take this message to the world. Because it's not just me, it's not just you. It's all of us being here at this time to bring the whole planet to light. So you can help us here. You can partner with us. Again, go to ntmedia.org/donate, and there give a very generous one-time gift, or what you can do is you can do like I do, and that's give a recurring gift each and every month. Those kind of gifts really help us because we base our budgets off of recurring gifts. So if you could, again, help us out. ntmedia.org/donate. And thank you for all of your love and support. All right. It is time for break. And we'll be right back with the Reverend Dr. Caroleanndrick. You are watching Friday evening's Fireside Chat here on your New Thought Media Network.
New Thought Media Network is on the rise. We're looking to grow with you. Do you have technical media experience, or perhaps a desire to learn? Are you willing to volunteer your precious time and attention? We share this message to benefit all. If you possess a computer with a camera and a microphone, we will share our knowledge with you. Behind the scenes or being the star, let us bless our one. Contact us at info@ntmedia.org.
Watch me change when you change the way you look at things. The things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Come on, everybody, sing with me. Yes, 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 yes. If you believe in you and me, sing yes, yes, yes. Do you believe like I believe we can make a better world? Listening to each other till every voice is heard, singing yes, 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 yes. What makes it we found a way to end all poverty, so all could live with dignity from sea to shining sea. Oh, we say yes. Come on, everybody, sing with me. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, sing yes, yes.
I let love in. I feel the beat that's calling, calling, calling us to rise, rise, spirit rise up, rise in me. I ready my soul, I clear my mind. I'm here and now, in present time. I feel the power of 1,000 suns, lighting up the dark. Oh, we rise as one. Oh, rise, rise. Spirit rise.
The views and opinions expressed by Pastor Michael Mangus are generally right. However, they are his own and do not reflect the views and opinions of New Thought Media Network, Centers for Spiritual Living, or any other person living or dead. As they say in the 12-Step Recovery Program, take what you like and leave the rest. Here again is Pastor Michael.
All I have to say is that we have the best music in New Thought. So this weekend, and we'll be broadcasting it all the way from Las Vegas, we'll be broadcasting the Faith Rivera concert. And also then next week, on Friday evening, we'll be broadcasting Eddie Watkins Jr. Great music here. And again, if you could support the artist, again, we'll have more information about that. But both of those will be live here on the New Thought Media Network. It is my honor to present my good friend, an internationally recognized speaker, author, healer, and natural health advocate, the Reverend Caroleanndrick, RN, PhD, brings a refreshing, exciting approach that goes to the heart and releases those blockages which keep us from living the life that we were meant to live, being happy, joyous, and free. Her PhD is in nursing and also advanced practice holistic nursing certification. Don't say that fast. They're only paper reflections. Beneath all of those are years of traveling the planet and studying with some world-class leaders and shamans to discover the deeper truths of who we really are. All the way from her studio in Youngstown, Ohio, we are so glad to have with us the Reverend Dr. Caroleanndrick. Hello there. Welcome.
Oh, Michael, I am so happy and joyous to be here. Thank you for asking me.
Oh, well, I heard someone's having a special program coming up here at the end of the month, and it's called Calm Within the Storm. I wonder why you're doing this. So go ahead. Why are you presenting this program to the world at this time?
You know, Michael, when you start to allow spirit to lead your life, sometimes you're surprised with the nudges that you get. And every now and then, my inner guidance says, hey, it's time, Carole Ann. It's time to give a complimentary seminar. And I really get excited when I get that kind of nudge. Not that I don't do some anyway, but when spirit says, hey, it's really time, I pay attention to it. I remember the words of Francis of Assisi. It is in the giving that we receive. So it is my greatest pleasure in sharing my time and talents with so many of you that I already know around the world. And really, that's the how and the why this seminar was created. And it is called the Calm Within the Storm, or you can even abbreviate it to the Calm. And it's really about taking a refreshing pause. This is one of the things we forget to do every day, taking a refreshing pause and focus, especially now during these days when the outer appearance on our planet is hectic. I mean, there's so much planetary shifting that whether we're aware of it or not, it is affecting us personally, it's affecting our family, and certainly our loved ones. And so this is a time when we have a lot of these physical things, putting pressures on us. We can either ignore that and kind of put our head down and keep plunging forward, or what I like to do is take a deeper, stronger focus within my heart and step back behind those outer appearances and disruption, because we know, and I know each one of you know deep within your heart, that when we go within to our heart, we get clear direction to move through any situation with ease and flow. So it's simply a process of taking the time to do that. So this is really an invitation to come together on Thursday, June 29th, and it'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And within this time of reflection, if you would be so kind as to send me your name and email address to me, And my email address is my name, caroleanndrick, Carole with an E, at gmail.com. The Zoom link will be sent to you the day before the seminar, and then it begin again on the morning of the 29th. So I want to take this time personally to thank all of you all over the world for your love and support over these years. And, I'm going on 35 years doing this. So it is kind of a nice milestone, but at the same time, I want to welcome each one of you to this time of deep reflection, of discovering the truth about who we are. And the truth about who we are can be summed up in just a few words. We are God, always expressing. And when we know that truth and feel that truth, our life changes.
Oh, absolutely. So do you think it's that the conditions around us, the appearances, do you think that for some that's driving us more inward, or do you think that it's taking us further into paths away from ourselves?
I think for most people it's kind of a silent epidemic, that it is taking us away from our centeredness, because we get caught up in, what's happening on the national front, what's happening in Europe, what's happening. And I'm not saying you don't pay attention, but you pay attention like, well, the image that comes to me is like a grandmother sitting and rocking, and there's a little 2-3-year-old over there playing. Now, grandmother is aware very much of what is going on, but just lets it alone and stays in that place of beautiful peace and centeredness, so that she can surround and enfold the child with all the energy, all the love that the child can, that we can give to a child or to our family or even to ourselves, so that we can see things clearly. I mean, these appearances that are going on, the truth of who we are is behind the appearance. In fact, one of the old expressions that my teacher many years ago said to me, he said, let's look at the spiritual principles behind the appearance instead of getting caught up in the appearance.
And that's one of the reasons why I don't shy away from the news. I think that, again, there has been in New Thought, it is to go ahead and not pay attention to what's going on, and that so that we don't get caught up in it. And I think that there are new thoughts here about that, is that we use the news as our prayer list. Is we use the news to not only make us aware, but also to realize that there's parts and pieces of us that are calling for us to heal at this time. So that's the reason for the 20 minutes of news each and every week. Again, it's not to shy away from the news or to go ahead and do the metaphysical denial. It's to go ahead and to say, listen, we are here at this time, all of us who are awakening. We're here at this time to help spread the message of light to the planet, or we would not be here. We would not be here. So we're here again, using our talents and gifts to be able to, again, we are birthing, again, a new heaven and a new earth here. Your comments, Dr. Caroleann Drick.
I agree entirely with what you are saying. And that's why it becomes very, very important that we strengthen our connection with God, our higher self, our heart, whatever you want to call it. But we strengthen that by taking the time every day to stop. And I like to do that at least 3 times a day. First thing when I get up in the morning with prayer and thanksgiving for the night and having another day. Stop again around noontime and take that time to recenter, re-engage, make sure that my heart center is open. And then again in the evening, so that whatever happens, whatever I hear, whether it is on the radio from another friend, however the news comes, I am able to see it, not from a mind-based collection of knowledge from the past, but really to be able to see and hear it clearly, so I know distinctly what I need to be doing. And many times, as you indicated, that is doing effective prayer work. That is good, and it is about sending out love. Because, it goes back to that simple butterfly effect, because everyone says, well, I'm only me.
Yes, you are only you, and that you are powerful. Go ahead.
That's right. We all are that powerful, and we just don't recognize that. And when we begin to recognize how powerful one is, because there is only one, by the way, but there, that is what changes. That is what and shifts and changes everything. So people say, what can I do? It's all happening around me. Things are getting more expensive. Lost my job. All these things. What can I do? In order to see things clearly, we have to stop. We have to breathe and center ourselves in that place of love, because perfect love casts out all fear. It is the positive. God is always, always, always stronger than the negative. It just is. And people say, well, why do all these things have to happen? If you look at how our planet was set up, this is a learning planet. And this is very important. We are here to learn and grow. And how do you learn best to learn and grow? When you have challenges. When things are going good, hey, we tend to coast along. It's not until we have challenges, and I'm specifically choosing the word challenge instead of problem. Mm-hmm. They aren't problems. They are learning experiences. And as soon as we just realize that small fact, it changes everything. And it opens our God mind, our creative intelligence, to begin to help us see the larger picture of what we can do and how we can do it. And it can be over simple stuff. Simple stuff.
So we are giving you an invitation this evening to come together on Thursday, June 29th at 8 p.m. For more information and for the Zoom link, I have put up Carole Ann's email address. It's caroleanndrick@gmail.com, caroleanndrick@gmail.com. So with things going on, you gave a couple of hints, Dr. Carole Ann, here just a few minutes ago about what you do. Are there some other things that, when the world of effects are going on around us, what else can we be doing to really, again, to be that calm that we are? What are some things that that happen not only within you, but that you've coached other people to do?
I think one of the most powerful things is our breath. Our breath is one of those incredible things. If you stop and think about it, the first thing you do when you are born is take a breath in. And the last thing you do in your ending of days is to exhale. And in between, you have many smaller inhales and exhales. But that breath alone is one of the most centering, it's one of the most powerful things you can do to get yourself out of fear, to get yourself out of a quandary. Because when you focus on your breathing, and there are so many different types of breathing. There are many, 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 and everyone has the way. I like simple breathing, and it's called breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out.
Breathe in, breathe out?
Yep.
Wow.
Simple pattern here. And what's so wonderful about it, our body does it automatically. So all we have to do is focus on it. And our mind is a powerful thing, but it can only focus on one thing at a time. So if your mind is focusing on your breath, you cannot be thinking about your problems. If you're focused on your breath. And when you're focused on your breath and you can't think about anything else, it also brings you into the present moment. And that's where God is, here alive in this moment.
So we're talking this evening to the Reverend Dr. Caroleann Drick, who will be hosting a wonderful complimentary seminar, which you would have had to pay a lot of money for, but no, this time she's complimenting it to you on Thursday, June 29th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. If you'd like more information about that, please go and send her an email, caroleanndrick@gmail.com. You'll be put on a list. And then the day before the seminar, you will be sent a very special Zoom link and password to get you in to spend an hour with someone who just calms me all the time.
It's so interesting.
Go ahead.
As you are in presence and you calm down, your presence is enough.
Yes.
Yeah. How can anything be more powerful than that? To know that, hey, if I'm calm, and you see it in mothers with children, when the mom's upset, the kids are upset. When the mom is just in a peaceful place, the kids are in a peaceful place. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the lessons that I've learned over the past few years has been the spirituality of technology. And I always remember a story where I was at the first student ministers retreat in Florida after they had a hurricane down there. And our Holmes Institute professor said, yeah, no, come on down. You know, they've cleared up everything. And so we're down there, and that they're having challenges in the main room trying to get this one professor on the screen. And, you know, it's just, you know, people are just, you know, they're going, oh, getting all upset. And then our dean at that time, Reverend Dr. Christina Tillison, which many of you know, that Dr. Tillison, she just went ahead and she just kept, you know, just plugging away until finally we got the professor on the screen. And so I'm walking back with her to the dorms, and I just said, that was amazing. How did you do that? She says, the one thing that technology will teach you is patience.
Mm-hmm.
And that if something does not work out, it does not help you to get all upset about it. Is that you are in a much clearer sense of mind when you take a deep breath in, inhale, exhale, and just do what's in front of you. That from that calm space of you, that what happens is that, like what happened at the ministerial retreat, we were able to get the professor on the screen. Again, and I've noticed this when I've gone out and helped with technical work on seminars, is that it does not do me a bit of good if something isn't working to go ahead and to get all upset about it. For me, I take a deep breath, inhale, exhale, and then just focus on what needs to be done in the moment. And for me, again, having that clear head in the moment gives me, again, opportunities. I'm able to access my God self doing that. So that's a good suggestion for any one of you out there who are going through times of, again, it's not working out the way that you want to. Again, this mind says it can figure it out. I always suggest that people go from the head into the heart.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens is then you will be shown the answers. Any comments, Dr. Caroleann Drick?
Yeah, our mind. There used to be a commercial on mind is a terrible thing to waste for college. And I say, no, the mind's a good thing to waste. Because our mind is all based on past information. What worked in the past? We don't live in the past. We live in the present. It's different. It's new. It's exciting. And as we take a couple of slow, deep breaths, we might be given just the first step. But when you take just the first step, then the next step appears and the next step appears. So it's being open rather than, no, I can figure this out. If I really grit, I can figure this out. Every time we grit, we're closing down. And this planet is based on quantum physics. I mean, God knew quantum physics backwards and forwards and made it very simple for us. Everything's either expanding or it's contracting. Only one of two things happens. So when we are in our mind, when we are gritting, we are contracting, we are closing down. And as we start to breathe and relax, we are opening up to all the creative power and presence of the universe. So you get to choose. And even if you forget, it's okay. You know, as soon as you remember, hey, you're right back there. You didn't, there's no expiration date on presence. You know, you get to choose all the time. So you choose wisely. And if you goof, hey, okay.
We're speaking this evening with author and educator, the Reverend Dr. Caroleanndrick, and there will be a complimentary seminar coming up with the topic being Calm Within the Storm. If you would like more information, or if you would like to be put on the list of individuals who will be getting a Zoom link for Thursday evening, June 29th, at 8 p.m. Just go to caroleanndrick@gmail.com, caroleanndrick@gmail.com. You will be put on the list, on the good list. Also be given a password. Again, please, we encourage people to come in the room at least 5 minutes till the hour, and then so that we can get started on time. Again, Calm Within the Storm, an evening with Reverend Dr. Caroleanndrick. I'm telling you that this is a real gift here. Please take advantage of it. I know that in the trainings that I've taken through Carole Ann and also doing tech work, it, for me, has been a spiritual experience. Just doing tech work. I mean, just staying there and being in the present moment with people who are also present. It just really it assists me. It assists me in reminding myself of who I am and whose I am. Is that, again, reminding myself of that calm that's within me, no matter what's going on the outside. Reverend Dr. Carole Ann, so give us some other meditation tips. What are some of the other things that you do yourself and also teach your students?
Well, probably the basic meditation tips. Our mind is very logical and sequential. It likes steps. It likes process. There's no steps. There's no process in connecting with God. And meditation is simply being there. Well, that doesn't help me very much. That doesn't help you very much. Oh, great. I can simply be there. Yes. One of the easiest ways to begin to meditate is to take a walk in nature and simply breathe and notice. It is so energizing. And if you can't be in nature, look at a plant, look out the window at a tree. Your connection with nature is very, very pivotal for your life. If you stop to think about it, you have lungs in your body that take the air and convert it to oxygen, and you breathe out carbon dioxide. Well, guess what the plants and trees flourish with? They breathe in the carbon dioxide and breathe out the oxygen. So we are in a relationship with the trees, with every living thing on this planet. And so we need the environment. We need nature, and nature needs us. And as we begin to realize that, we realize that in that exchange, there also is an exchange of energy. And the nature, everything in nature is so energizing. A storm. To be able to see a storm and feel the storm can be very energizing because, we have to have the opposites. In order to create balance, you have to have opposites. Yeah. So I love to get up in the morning, and one of the things I say, as my cold brew is brewing in the morning, I'll look out the window and look at the trees and just kind of smile and say, my lungs are in the trees and my lungs are in me. My lungs are in my trees, and I just look and greet all the greenery around me, saying that. Just saying that, even just now, just my fingers begin to tingle. The energy just starts to flow stronger. And you too can begin to feel that. You too can become aware of that because it's a very natural process.
I don't think I'll ever have an office again without windows.
Yes.
Because it's so I'm looking at my window here in my studio, and it's so nice to be able to see the green of the leaves and the wind going through it, and just so nice just to have that connection and recognize that again, that that which has made the trees green and also the wind that blows through it is part of who I am, is that I am one with that one loving energy. And again, I think that a lot of times that what happens is that I notice this in myself, is we become disconnected. We never get totally disconnected, but it sure as heck can feel that way. So what Carole Ann is recommending here is, go take a walk in nature if you're feeling that disconnection, and feel that connection, that energy that's in and around and through you. And again, it doesn't not have to be, it can just be around the block or even your local city park, but just to go outside and again, just feel the sunshine on you and just recognize that it's such a gift. Such a gift, because again, we are one with it. So what are some of the things I'm sorry, go ahead.
I have one more thing to add. Ernest Holmes says it so beautifully. And he says, it is so simple. The simplicity eludes us. And the simplicity eludes us because we are using this technical mind that we have been to try to figure out the way to do it. And that's part of finding the way, is discover the path is there is no path. Don't you love it? Oh, great. That's going to help me. The path says there is no path. No, it's being here right now.
How did the Buddha come to enlightenment? He didn't use any type of technical fancy affirmation or mantra. From what we understand, the Buddha just was underneath the tree and he just breathed.
That's right.
That's all the Buddha did. It's just breathe in and breathe out and be aware of his breath. So Dr. Carole Ann Drick, tell us a little bit more about the seminar coming up on Thursday, June 29th, The Calm Within the Storm. What are some of the topics that you'll be talking about?
Let me pull out my topic sheet. All right. I got to tell you, I love preparing for a seminar because the ideas will just kind of pop into me as I go along. And we're going to talk more about stepping behind the mind into awareness, putting presence ahead of personalities, looking at cause and effect. I got cause and effect totally backwards. And when we really understand what is the cause and what is the effect, it's going to be like oh my, I didn't realize that. I get it. And it changes, and these are little things. And, the biggest changes come out of the smallest things. It is just so amazing. And what I continue to love is that this is a mountain that has no top. And I love that because I came from a very research-oriented technical nursing place, and had a lot of boxes to check, and I was really good at saying, okay, I got to do all this in order to get this certification. Check off the box, check off the box, check off. Well, in awareness and presence, there are no boxes to check off because there's no nirvana where everything is totally wonderful. Because if there was, stop and think about this, you wouldn't be learning and growing. You really would not enjoy it. And people say, oh no, it would just be so wonderful not to have any problems. If I just had a $200,000 coming in every year, I would just be in nirvana. I would just be in heaven. I got news for you. People that have a lot of money coming in have the same challenges. They have the same problems that you do. They're exactly the same. Money doesn't change it. No, it's just more. Yeah. And what to me is so amazing is how as we become clearer and are in presence and from our heart center, it is amazing the abundance that the universe gives to us. And it doesn't always come in money.
Right.
It comes in many different ways. Saving money because somebody says, oh, here, I had a girlfriend that was moving and she said, I'm not going to use this trampoline anymore. I said, you're kidding. I like mini trampolines. Mini trampolines. Give me this trampoline. And she said, you already have 3. What are you going to do with the 4th one? I said, I don't know, but you're not going to throw this away. So I brought it home, cleaned it up. And I said, okay, Spirit, you wanted me to take this trampoline. Show me where it goes. And 4 weeks after that, a girlfriend called and she said, guess what? I was at my daughter's house in Las Vegas. She had one of those mini trampolines you talk about, and I got on it. And oh my goodness, I am so excited. And I said, really? Would you like a trampoline? She says, yes. Where do I get one? I said, from my garage. And I said, in fact, I just cleaned it up, so it's set ready to go. And it was like, no, what an incredible connection. What a place of being of service. And also, what I find is so incredible, I rarely have a green light anymore, or red light. I have green lights. The traffic opens like the parting of the sea. The parking spaces are close. The rain stops just enough to let me go into a building. And people look at me and say, you live a magical life. I said, there's no magic to it.
How wonderful.
This is simply being in the flow. Yeah. And we all can have that.
The music is going on, so we need to go. If you'd like more information, please go to her email address, which is caroleanndrick@gmail.com, caroleanndrick@gmail.com. Again, the seminar is coming up. It is free. It is on Thursday, June 29th at 8 p.m., but you need to get on the list for the Zoom room. So again, Thursday, June 29th, 8 p.m. And again, all you need to do is to go to, I can get the banner here, caroleanndrick@gmail.com, caroleanndrick@gmail.com. Go ahead.
I might say real quickly, tell your friends about it. Anyone is welcome. Anyone is welcome. And if you'd like a friend to come, go with you or watch it, and then you can talk about it later, that's great.
Thank you again. Thank you again for being my friend, more importantly. But thank you for, again, your great light that you share with us, and that there is another way. And that, again, the way is practicing the presence and coming from our heart. So I really appreciate you, love you, and thank you very much for being with us this evening.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Michael. Much love to each and every one of you.
All right. Time for us to go. Boy, an hour goes by quick when you're having fun. Listen, we'd like to remind you again, help us out here at the New Thought Media Network. And how you do that is by going on our website, checking out all the things that we're doing. And if you could check out the donate page. We want to thank all the people who are donating, because that's so important. And that if you have not given a donation recently, please consider doing so. We have so many doors opening. And again, it's through your help and your assistance by partnering with us that we're able to get this message out to the world. So that is donate, and you go to ntmedia.org and then /donate, and it will give you more information about all the wonderful things that we're doing here on our network. So, boy, an hour goes by quick. From all of us here at the New Thought Media Network and also the Reverend Dr. Caroleann Drick, I am Rev.Michael Mangus, and I'm going to wish you a wonderful week, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for joining us this evening for Friday's Fireside Chat with Pastor Michael Mangus. Join us again next week at 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain for more spiritual conversations for today. For more information and replays of past shows, please visit the New Thought Radio and Media Network's Facebook page. Until next week, may God bless you richly and abundantly.